Hi there, I'm Vic, and welcome to my hobby prison. So if you've been following me for the last little bit, you know I put a lift kit on this summer. 4-inch zone off-road budget lift, and it's been anything but budget. I've had a lot of steering issues. So far, just to clarify, I don't have any death wobble. The steering wheel's not shaking or anything like that, but we're drifting. And I've done a few things, and everything that I've done so far has been getting a little bit better. We've replaced the upper and lower control arms. These are what came in the kit. They're not adjustable. They're a little bit longer than the last ones, but they're not adjustable. I've replaced those with the Core 4x4 adjustable control arms, uppers and lowers. I took it back to the alignment shop, and that improved the steering some. And then I put on a zone off-road steering stabilizer. I replaced the stock one. Jeep's got 188,000 miles on it. It was stock. Replace that. That helped a lot, but it's still, I don't want to drive it. So we're going to put on I ordered an Iron Rock off-road dual steering stabilizer kit. We're going to put that on today. It's kind of a rainy, cool Saturday, so my hunch is this is probably not going to help a lot. Let's take a look and see what comes in the box. Let's take a look inside the box. One steering stabilizer and one bag of hardware. Hopefully it's got some instructions in it. A little bit more hardware. Not really a lot of instructions. Looks like we'll have to do a little research on how to install this. It's raining, and I don't have any way to protect this phone from the water, so I'm not going to record me installing this dual steering stabilizer. There are a lot of videos on YouTube on how to install it, but I will let you know how long it takes me, and I'll let you know the results after I get it installed to see if it improved the steering at all. So, the first thing that I want to do though is you need to average out the travel on the steering stabilizer. Close it and measure it. This is hard to close. This is I'm putting some weight on here, and it's not, it's taking its time. So, right, here's the shock fully closed. We're gonna get it fully open and measure the distance from fully open to fully closed, and then we're gonna split that difference in half, and that'll be our mounting point. So here's 0. So this is our halfway travel point. We'll keep this where it is. We'll mount this distance from here to here on the drag link, and this goes on the unibody. This has already taken me a lot longer than it should have. I think I've already been at a half an hour. You see what I've done? I got that on, and I got that bolt off, which is an 18, and however, you put the bracket on. This is too long. So, let me show you. This is not getting fun anymore. So when you put this in, those won't line up because the bolt sticks out too far, and this won't go in far enough. That's basically what it is. So I've either got to try to cut this off and make it smaller, or maybe I'm thinking I could find a couple of washers to put behind here to get this to come out a little bit and bring that in. That's probably what I'll try to do. All right, here's another issue I ran into.
This was over against this nut part, bolt was hitting against the shock. So I had to loosen it up and turn it, and now it's facing this way. So hopefully that's cured that. Okay, so this was a challenge. I used up every washer they sent me plus one. Okay, I didn't use every washer. I used one of my own, but there's 4 washers here to try to get this so it doesn't bump that thing in there. That's a really bad design. That's terrible. That caused me a lot of extra work to try to get that in. But I was able to get it in. I'd like to find a washer that'll fit here, and then we can tighten that down. I think it's 65 foot-pounds, and this one down here is 30 foot-pounds. Then we're gonna check out the travel, make sure it's not binding up, and then we'll try it out on the road.
That took an hour and a half. That's a half-hour job at most, but it took me an hour and a half. Mostly because I had to fiddle fart around with that bracket, that C-channel bracket. I don't know if they sent me the wrong part or if it's just a bad design, but that was a pain. That was ridiculous. And literally, it should have taken a half an hour, but it's in. I had to turn the wheels left and right. It's not binding up anywhere. So now we got to take it out for test drive and see if it changed anything. My guess is it's still going to wander a little bit. I think that I may have to change the upper control arm bushings just because they're really old, and I bet I have to change those to get it to track right, but we're going to check this out and see. Okay, here's the maiden voyage again. The dual steering stabilizer setup. I haven't noticed any difference in if it takes more effort to turn it or not, but I think it's okay. Well, let's see, the first 25 feet seem to be good. You know what? It's a little better again, but it's still not right. Yeah, it's a little better. Is it comfortable to drive in? You know what? I think I'm going to drive it for... No. I think I'm going to drive it for a couple days and see, but you can still feel it kind of... wander back and forth a little bit, but it's nowhere near where it was. Yeah, I'm gonna drive it around for a couple days and see. It's a markable. It's an improvement. You definitely notice the difference. So far, so good. I'm gonna drive it around a little bit. Drive it like this. Yeah, it's a vast improvement. All right, so I'm got 35. This is 35 miles an hour. It's a vast improvement. I definitely could drive it like this. So we'll get back. Give you my final thoughts, but I'm digging it. Okay, final thoughts. I like it. It made a big difference. And I did notice it was a little bit more skittish at highway speeds, but in town and braking, it seemed fine. I am still going to replace the upper control arm bushings and sleeves. My rating for the Iron Rock Off-Road dual steering stabilizer, man, I like it. If it was based on performance and cost, I would give it 5 Vic heads. But that C-channel mounting bracket thing, maybe if a guy knew what he was doing, it would be fine. But for me, I think even your average trying to do it yourself guy, that was a pain in the butt. And so I would give that 4.5 Vic heads. And then I didn't even get a sticker. And I'm not even talking about one to put on my window or anything like that. I'm talking about one to put on the steering stabilizer itself. To, you would think Iron Rock Off-Road would want to put a sticker on their product, but I didn't get that either. And I know it's petty, but still, performance-wise, I'd give it a 5. Overall, I'm going to give it 4 Vic heads. So my next step in trying to even do a little bit more for the steering is to replace those upper control arm bushings. Thank you for stopping by My Hobby Prison. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.